Now, after spending a month in Curaçao, I can honestly say that it was one of our favorite islands in the Caribbean, and it gets my highest recommendation as a wonderful place to both visit and to live. But you may be wondering, just how expensive is it to stay on this gorgeous island? Well, in this video, we'll be breaking down all of the costs you can expect to pay, no matter whether you're going to stay on the island for just a few days or a few months. We'll show you all of the costs of accommodations, transportation, restaurants, activities, and even utilities and groceries. And be sure to stay to the end to see our complete cost breakdown of how much we spent over 30 days in Curaçao, so you can get a better idea of just how much this slow travel and digital nomad lifestyle really costs. All in this episode of Lucas World Travel. Well, hey world travelers, I'm Kendra Lucas.
And I'm David Lucas, and we stayed 30 days in Curaçao, and it more than exceeded our expectations. The city was fun, colorful, and the beaches were lovely and full of marine life. So just know that coming to Curaçao is worth every penny that you're going to spend. Naturally, your biggest expense when you come to Curaçao will be the accommodations. So for accommodations, we wound up paying $1,221.61 for 30 days in Outra Banda neighborhood of Williamstead. We like staying here because it was a local neighborhood, so we could really get the feel of the vibe of the island. But we were steps away from the tourist attractions of Punta. Now for us, $1,200 for a monthly vacation rental in an Airbnb is very affordable. It's definitely the lowest that we paid in 6 months of our island hopping in the Caribbean. So if you want to see even more of the Caribbean islands and the cost to live there, be sure to subscribe for more.
So even if you're looking at vacation rentals on Airbnb, you can see that prices start low at $847 a month and go up to $2,200 per month. But on average, you can expect to pay about $1,200 to $1,500 a month on a vacation rental in Curaçao. However, if you get a visa and get a long-term rental, it's even more affordable. You have basic accommodations like this for 1,000 guilders a month, and that's about $554 US. So very affordable, but it is very basic. So, and unfurnished as well. But look at that view. That's a beautiful view. But if you want to spend a little bit more, oh, this one's nice. This is a 2-bedroom condo with an incredible view. So you're paying for the location here. This one's $3,000 a month, and that comes to $1,664 US. But look at having that view every day. Who wouldn't want to look at that every day? But look, you would have views of the bay from your bedroom. I'm a bit jealous of this. Hotels, you can find nice central location hotels in city center starting at $87 a night, so quite affordable. Boutique hotels at $99 a night. But depending on how ritzy you want to get, prices can get high as $350 per night.
Now for transportation, having a car is really beneficial in Curaçao, as it helps you to move around freely without hassle. Weekly car rentals cost around $280 to $340 a week, or about $40 to $48 a day. Luckily, we got our weekly rental to $280 per week. Gas cost about 220 guilders per liter, which translates to about $4.64 per gallon. Because we rented a small economy car, our gas for the week was only 60 guilders, or $33.50 of USD. However, if you stay in a central location by the Punta or Outra Banda bus stations, it's also possible to get around the island by bus. Bus fare is only 2 guilders, or about $1.12 per ride. Buses don't run frequently though, so you really have to plan your day well to use the bus. But it is a very affordable option to get you around the entire island.
Now for electricity in Curaçao, you do have to prepay for it, with a system called Pagatinu. Now, one of these electronic meters is in every house in Curaçao, so you can monitor your electricity use daily and purchase more kilowatt hours as needed at select convenience stores. I really liked this because it made me more conscious of how much energy I was consuming. So in total, we used about 195 kilowatt hours a month of electricity, which at a rate of 60 cents USD per kilowatt would cost $117 for the month. Now, our Airbnb rental did come with 4 kilowatt hours per day included in the rental price. We had to pay for any additional energy usage, so our additional usage came to $50 out of pocket because we did use the AC quite a bit while there, as it is a hot place. But we were okay with that. Again, our rental price was very inexpensive, very affordable. So an additional $50 in electricity did seem fair. We didn't have to pay for water in our Airbnb. However, we do hear that water is very costly in Curaçao. Because they desalinate their water, the process can get a little bit expensive. So the utility company does pass on that cost to the consumer. So I hear that water is twice as expensive as however much water might cost in the US or in Canada. Unfortunately, I don't have the exact numbers on that, but just know your water usage costs could be as much as double of what you're used to paying.
Our restaurant expenses vary greatly. We spend as little as $9 per person getting takeout at a local spot. We would spend $16 per person at the old market food vendors and spent $30 per person at the mid-range restaurants. Now, Curaçao does have restaurants that cost $50 per person. We avidly avoided those. Now, in general, we spend a lot at restaurants as it's part of our own personal entertainment when we're out sightseeing. And we generally, sometimes we'll eat out for lunch when we're out sightseeing. Sometimes Kendra gets tired and don't want to cook at night. So then we'll order a pizza or we'll run out to a local spot or a restaurant to eat. So that meant we spent overall $916.90 on restaurant for the two people. For groceries, we spent about $397.02 for the month, which is typical for us. This includes the cost for breakfast, snacks, and cooking some dinners at home as well.
Now for entertainment, we spent around $172 for activities for two people. This includes entrance fees into museums, into the Hato Cave, national parks, a walking tour, and some of the beaches that charge an entrance fee as well. Most of the beaches were free though, so that did provide us with quite a bit of free entertainment while on the island. Flights to get to Curaçao will vary greatly as well. Now for us, since we were island hopping, we flew from Aruba to Curaçao with Win Air. And flights with Win Air start about $150 one way. However, with baggage fees, taxes, and airport fees, our total wound up being $241 per person. Now, there are also more affordable regional airlines that we didn't even know about until we were already on the ABC Islands. So you should also check out Z Air and DV Air for even more low-cost flight providers.
For full service laundry, we paid $30 to have our clothes cleaned for two people. For phone service, we use Google Fi, so we can get 3 months of international roaming included. This amount came to $139.60, which includes all the international data we need. Naturally, once the international data runs out, we switched our Google Fi plan to the basic level and use Airlo eSIM the remainder of our trip. We find eSIMs are really easy to use and very affordable, and highly recommend them if you don't have international data roaming on your current mobile plan. We also spent $36.94 at a pharmacy for various medicines, vitamins, and toiletries.
So now let's break down the total cost of how much we spent for 30 days in Curaçao, so you can get a ballpark range of about how much this lifestyle, this slow travel lifestyle, might cost you. So we spent $1,221 for accommodations.
We spent $280 for car rental and $33 for gas, $50 for electricity,
$916 on restaurants. Naturally, if you spend a lot less eating out, you can mentally discount this number significantly. Again, we already know we pay a lot for restaurants when we're traveling.
We spent $397 on groceries,
$172 on entertainment,
$36.94 on miscellaneous pharmacy, $30 for laundry,
$139 on cell phone service for 2 people.
We spent $482.50 for 2 flights from Aruba to Curaçao, which comes to a total of $3,760.04. I'm happy with that number. It's very similar to how much we would pay living in the US, but this way we have much more of a better quality of life living in a beautiful place like Curaçao. It's definitely worth every penny to me.
So, is the cost of things in Curaçao cheaper or more expensive than you thought they would be? Let us know in the comments below. And please like, subscribe, and ring the bell for even more travel tips from the Caribbean and from all around the world. All right, world travelers, well, that's our journey to Curaçao. We wish you the very best in planning your own. If you want even more tips on what to do and where to eat in Curaçao, though, be sure to check out our full Curaçao travel guide playlist on the right there. As always, thanks so much for watching. We really appreciate it. We love reading all of your wonderful comments. And thanks so much for sharing with all your travel pals so the channel can continue to grow. As always, happy travel planning. Until next time.